My name's Justin Bell, and I graduated from Fuller in 2006 with a Master of Divinity with a concentration in worship, theology, and the arts. I'm primarily a creative producer in film, television, and commercials, but I also get to work on Christian conferences. I work with Christian book publishers on their video content. I still get to have a hand in ministry, even though I'm working in Hollywood full-time. My passion has always been how the church communicates in culture as a whole, but also how the arts are used in worship. A friend of mine, who I had been doing some missions with, was a Fuller student, and she asked me, have you looked at the Brehm Center? It's this brand new program at Fuller that just started, doing all kinds of things with the arts and theology and with Hollywood. So I flew out and met half a dozen Fuller filmmakers who were like, of course, you can do ministry and be in the arts at the same time. Come join the party. And I was at Fuller 2 months later. The Fuller initiative that really inspired me from the get-go was the Real Spirituality Film Institute. We did so many cool things like writing study guides for studio movies and consulting with filmmakers on the stories they wanted to tell, and really was a gathering place for people who were serious not only about their filmmaking but also their faith, and also being salt and light in Hollywood, not being kind of this closed off club or clique, but the people invited into these conversations were just regular people from Hollywood who were like, oh, I've never even met a Christian before, but this is a really interesting conversation I want to be a part of. I saw this value in action as well up at the Sundance Film Festival when I was a student. We had a class up there. There was this one film of like the 14 we saw that week that was very negative towards the church. It was about church abuse. And the first person to comment after the film ended sort of assumed there were no Christians in the room. It's like, hey, here's a place where we can kind of talk poorly about them and maybe we can have that conversation with them later. Boy, they should really see this down the road. One of my classmates just stood up and said, actually, this whole row right here, we're Christians, and let's have that conversation now. And I love that about Fuller, that it's not just a place or a classroom or a curriculum, but it's a community of people. It's really a body of Christ that's present in many aspects of life, from politics to psychology to missions, and in the arts in places like the Sundance Film Festival. And what Fuller provided for me was a context and a community and really a safe place to explore what kind of stories I wanted to tell, and that's something I would love for other people to experience when they come.